Tonight on What's NXT, we've got the very first match in the breakout tournament, Joaquin Wilde versus Angel Garza.
We have the Street Profits versus Forgotten Sons. Is it for the belts? Is it not for the belts? Who knows?
Who the fuck knows? We've got Nico Ricos. As Greek as the yogurt, folks, he gets to bask in the glory.
And in our main event, we have Shayna Baszler and Io Shirai Women's Championship inside the unforgiving steel cage.
The steel cage of all steel cages. We love this cage. I am rooting for the steel cage.
Ditto.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to What's NXT for June 26, 2019. I'm your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stefan Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And this morning, we were blessed. Oh, thank God for a really, really good NXT show. Borderline great. This was
It was a veritable trick-or-treat bag full of goodness.
for the first time, and it's got to be like 2 months. 4 matches on this card. One was a squash, but fuck it, I don't care.
Yep.
4 matches.
Mhm.
That's what I like. 15 minutes per match. In this case, the main event actually got like 18, 19 minutes.
Yeah. Very.
There you go. Squash
very
match it
reasonable
is.
Too. Yeah.
So we start off the night with a video promo for the main event. That's the steel cage match between Io Shirai and Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. And then we go right into the first match of the night. The first match in the breakout tournament, Joaquin Wilde versus Angel Garza. My first note, I didn't write it down. I didn't need to. Joaquin Wilde comes out with this fucking LED board of a chest plate.
Yeah.
With the face mask to boot. And looks pretty cool. I don't like the music. It's that DJ music. And I guess it's because he was DJ something. DJ Z.
DJ Z in over Impact Wrestling. Yeah. Carried that gimmick kind of over.
So I get it. It looks like something a DJ would wear in a booth, covered in LED bulbs.
And they really played up his injury that he got in 2017, like into his abdomen. I'm guessing it was some sort of hernia surgery or whatnot because
I don't know.
He's got that scar on his belly.
They said he does his moves with precision, but I'm like, they didn't tell us why he got cut open.
Yeah.
Maybe one of his moves did not land necessarily with precision. This was only a couple years ago, though, so I'm glad to see that he overcame something that left behind that kind of scar that quickly.
Yeah.
Angel Garza had his own version of a brilliant entrance.
Yes.
He comes out looking smug as fuck.
Yeah.
And goes to high-five some dude in the crowd only to swing around and fucking not do it.
Yeah.
But then he fucking sees a lady, old lady, but who cares, it's a lady,
Yeah.
grabs her hand up.
Just
Great. Just great.
Yeah.
So in this match, he's kind of playing the babyface. Or not the babyface, the heel.
Oh, he is.
Joaquin Wilde is babyface, but not really playing the babyface.
No.
Like, there wasn't really anything he did that stood out like babyface, but...
He was kind of a tweener where, like, Angel Garza, he was a heel. He was a flamboyant heel. He was a charming heel, but he was a heel.
Now, these are 2 new guys to me, and I expected to have several notes in this match because I'm expecting to see some moves that I have never seen before.
Yeah.
And at this point, that's all I dare make note of. Otherwise, it's just a match to me. I've got like 5 notes, including the finish. Not as many as I thought I would, but some pretty good moves off of it. But before I get into them, what do you think about the opening match?
Oh, the opening match, if it's setting the tone for the tournament itself, this is going to be very fascinating. I mean, like, these two are just very, Lucha Libre inspired. They had a whole bunch of different counters and, spinny, flippy shit.
Well, definitely Joaquin Wilde did.
Oh, yeah. And then once you have, like, Tearaway Pants match, you got yourself a great match.
So, my first note here is definitely something I've never seen before. Angel Garza gets Wilde in this tight package. Like, he's going for a powerbomb, but then crosses his arms through his legs and grabs him. And then picks him up and doubles him over. And then flips him over an extra 180. So, instead of hitting a package powerbomb, he hits a package facebuster. That was sweet.
That was great looking.
My next note here is from Wilde. Another move I haven't seen before, obviously. He does like that seesaw where somebody would normally flip somebody over their head, when they're on their back with their feet. but he's grabbing his arms, but instead he pushes him up into a pop butt, but he holds his arms, and when he comes back down, Garza goes chin first into the bottom or the heels of Joaquin Wilde.
Yep.
That was a great move. Rolls that into a near fall. He hits a suicida. That's Joaquin Wilde. But he doesn't do it from the ring. He does it from the ring apron. So he runs the ring apron and dives through the corner.
Yep.
And hits a fucking suicida onto Garza. And then Garza, these guys end up on the top rope. And by top rope, I mean in the corner, on the buckle, both of them standing full on the top turnbuckle.
That's insane balance.
Yeah, and Garza hits a Spanish fly off the top rope, gets a near fall, picks him up into a double underhook, right? Like a double underhook. Maybe he's going for a pile or DDT.
Okay.
No, his head is squarely centered.
Yeah.
This was weird. Okay, so he gets him like that, but then picks him up, and Wilde's legs go around him, so it's almost like a package, and then he lifts him up and does like a Bubba Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
This is his finisher. I don't know what they called it, but he gets a pinfall out of it.
Yep.
I don't know if I even described it right. It's just never seen it before.
That's what I liked about this match was that there was some innovative offense in there, and you listed off all of those right there.
Yep.
I got a feeling we'll be seeing a lot of innovative offense in these first matches at least.
Yeah, these 4 first-round matches are going to be fun.
Yep.
But we come off of this into a video promo for Kushida. He spends a lot of the promo talking in Japanese, or is it Chinese?
It's Japanese.
Japanese, but being translated at the bottom of the screen. He ends the promo talking in some English. He seems like he's better at English than fucking Shinsuke Nakamura is.
Yeah. Well, he also hung out with Alex Shelley a lot. He probably knows a whole bunch of bad words.
That's just awesome.
Yeah.
After this, we get a sort of attempted interview with Damian Priest. He doesn't say much, but basically he says, you didn't even see anything off of one match.
Yeah.
I saw enough. I saw his entrance.
Yep.
And for me, I'm just like, yeah, this guy's going places, or at least they are fully expecting this guy to go places. Great name, great entrance. He's got a decent moveset, but I think he's right. We didn't get to see a whole lot of what he could do in that match. It wasn't a squash match, because Carrillo did get some offense, but
it was Raul Mendoza.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Raul Mendoza.
Got the wrong tag team partner.
Yep.
Former tag team partner.
Yep.
Excuse me. Yes, Raul Mendoza, coming off of his 1-win streak. So that's what we get out of Damian Priest. Any notes here?
Not off those things now. Pretty much just the whole Damian Priest not saying that we haven't seen anything yet, and Kushida also saying that he looks at all the different talent and everything that they have there, and his time is now. It's his time. So it wouldn't shock me if we end up seeing Kushida versus Priest, since their promos went back to back so quickly. That could be one of those ones where like they both go on streaks and
then eventually meet one-on-one. Yeah, Damian Priest is definitely going to be a heel, or at least heelish.
Yep.
So after this, we get our second match of the night. The Street Profits, that's Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, against the Forgotten Sons, that's Steve Cutler, Wesley Blake, along with Jackson Riker, who does come to ringside, and he does affect this match. This doesn't end up being a very long match. Most of the match was spent before and after. So before the match, we have a promo cut by the Street Profits. Fuck if I know why. They're just talking smack.
Yeah.
Which is not really something a babyface does, except maybe John Cena. That's weird.
Yeah,
Babyface of all babyfaces. He does like to talk a lot of smack.
Yeah.
But they're just saying the Street or the Forgotten Sons think they can step to them, and
so tonight they're going to deal out the smoke.
And they also decide to put the tag team titles on the line. Now, we don't actually get to know if this becomes official.
Yeah.
And it's not because the Street Profits won, although they did win, technically speaking. So we get Montez Ford get worked over for a while. He gets the hot tag into Dawkins, who comes in and hits that corkscrew splash that he does onto both Blake and Cutler. And then during the one, I believe, onto Cutler, he gets the tag by Ford. And so he does it looks like a spine buster, but I'm telling you, it's a fucking sky high spine buster.
Yeah.
He picks him up like D'Lo Brown did for a sky high, but then drops forward
They pretty much nail both of D'Lo Brown's finishers, short of the fact that Montez Ford does more of a traditional frog splash.
Yes,
just,
he does more of an Eddie Guerrero,
30 feet higher in the air.
I would say that back in the day, D'Lo Brown got some good height on his frog splash.
Oh, yeah. He
had to, though.
Yeah.
He had to, because the way he did that frog splash, good God, that was some fancy frog splashing.
Yep.
So they hit that, they go for the pinfall, and instead of getting the pinfall, Jackson Riker grabs, I think it was
Ford.
Cutler's boot, and pulls him, or no, he grabs Ford, off the top of the pin, pulls him out of the ring.
Gives a Polish hammer right to the chest.
And disqualification.
Who saw
Street
that
Profits win. So even if the titles were on the line, which I think the champion should be able to make that official before a match.
Yeah.
John Cena did it.
Well, but we didn't get a graphic. We didn't get the ref holding up the belt. So either way, it doesn't even matter because the match was thrown out.
Yeah, what we did get was the classic after-match beatdown, the 3-on-1 Riker with Cutler and Blake versus the Street Profits. But then the odds get evened. Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch come out, and they turn the 3-on-2 into a 4-on-3.
Yeah.
And
even by this time, Montez Ford's still laying outside, so it's pretty much just 3-on-3.
But they take off, or the Forgotten Sons end up taking off, and Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch are in the ring, and they pick up the tag team titles, and they stare at him for a minute, to the point to where I think Ford goes to grab his belt.
And Lorcan's kind of he's like,
no,
no,
hold on, just another minute or two.
Don't be all snatchy grabby.
Now they give the titles back, but you can kind of hear him and see him mouth, "You owe us one."
Yep.
And by that, I don't think they really do. I don't think they really owe him one, but they are baby faces, so they should be fighting champions, and hopefully we'll see this match. And this will be a good match for the Street Profits to cement themselves as champions. And I don't want to see that hot potato go right to Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan.
I don't.
Although I know there's a lot of people that think they deserve a title run, I don't. I don't see the upside to these guys.
Well,
really.
at this point, I'm seeing more of Oni Lorcan on 205, so I'm thinking they're going to end up splitting them up relatively soon anyway, and Burch will probably just go back to NXT UK.
Well, there's been a few times over the last couple of months that they have impressed me, but still, they just seem so bland.
Mm-hmm.
That headbutt is wicked, but other than that, they seem fairly bland to me. Anyway, I'm sure we're going to see this match, though. After this, we get a video package that is just like watching some old home movies through, an 8mm?
Yeah.
And sitting next to the 8mm watching the videos is Killian Dane. That's all we get.
Mm-hmm.
I hesitate to comment on this because
we have
what the fuck it is.
We have Alexander Wolf already back over in NXT UK. It only makes sense that Killian Dane wouldn't spend time anymore on the main roster.
Yeah, I wasn't even really paying much attention to what he was watching on those 8mm.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go back and look at that. But that lets us know he's coming to NXT though. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So after this, we've got a selfie promo done somewhere outside by Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah. They are talking about Mia Yim and her promo from the week or two prior.
How she's sad and poor and broke, but now she's doing good in life.
Yeah, and they say they can't relate because they call themselves the uppers and she is a lower. And one of the uppers, Aaliyah, she mentions getting a match with Mia Yim. They don't say when.
I'm guessing next week since we had the women's match this week.
Or the week after, or who the fuck knows.
Yeah. It'll probably be the opening match for next week.
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
This was very similar to the promo that they did last time, only this time they do make mention of that promo and say, I don't think even books can help this girl.
No. And for her to go ahead and keep on wearing that bandana on her face and keep the hat on as well.
So that they don't have to look at her.
Yeah.
This was alright. So after this we get our third match of the night. Aforementioned Nikos Ricos.
Great name.
If you say so.
He even has Opa written on his ass.
Versus the limitless Keithley, and of course Keithley's winning this. This would be the squash match we talked about. Obviously there's only 2 matches left.
Yeah.
And we mentioned the main event almost 20 minutes.
Okay, I think we could probably describe this match real quick. Rico slaps Keithley. Keithley doesn't approve.
Well, it's a chest slap.
And Keithley doesn't approve, so he does a double chest slap to him, and then comes off the ropes
with a pounce that knocks Nikos into the other ropes.
Yeah. I'm about to say, he knocked him halfway across the ring and about put him through the ropes.
Almost, if he hadn't spread out his arms, shit.
Yep.
And then picks him right up into the fireman's carry, levels him with the jackhammer. They call it the limit breaker.
Yeah.
I preferred the fire hammer, but
yeah.
Whatever. Who am I? I'm just a guy that reviews the show.
Yep.
With that guy.
Keithley's on fire, though. Well, we're gonna say it. He's heating up.
He definitely is, but I can't watch a Keithley match and not think that he's got unfinished business
with Dijakovic.
With Dijakovic, and I keep waiting on that match.
That's what I was hoping for with this Rico.
Oh my god!
I want to see
I hope we get a sixth match at NXT Takeover Toronto, and it ends up being Keithley or even a dark match. God damn, just something. Keithley versus Dominik Dijakovic. It needs to happen as soon as Dijakovic. Don't put him in another several matches to build him up. Just put him straight in the ring with Keithley and let him get injured again. I don't give a fuck.
I would not object to that being the main event dark matches that we get for that takeover. That'd be superb.
I've been there. Even the last match of the dark matches isn't a main event. You are basically just sitting there anticipating the first match of Takeover. It really doesn't work that way. But any of the matches, sure, hell yeah. I'd love to see it live.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, two moves essentially: the pounce and then the limit breaker. 1, 2, 3. Keithley with the victory. And on we go to a video promo of Adam Cole. Now, this is his championship tour.
Yeah.
And he is heading down to the Download Festival, or across the pond. And he is going to go defend the NXT Championship for some inexplicable reason on NXT UK.
And it looks like he's defending against Mastiff, because Mastiff is in the ring.
Possibly.
So I'm thinking if we do get that match, or if it did happen, chances are Gallus interfered. And
maybe he didn't defend the title. Maybe he was just there with the title.
No, he said he was defending the belt.
That is some bullcrap. But anyway,
so
the end of this promo shows that his next stop is the Gargano Cafe.
Yeah.
So this should be fun for the next championship tour video. I hope we get these once a week, every week, till we finally get him back in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So, one final announcement before the main event. Next week we are going to have 2 matches announced now.
It's segued right from Cole right into Roderick Strong.
Yep, Roderick Strong versus Tyler Breeze next week, and that might be the main event.
For the first time ever.
And in the second first round match of the breakout tournament, we've got Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Cameron Grimes.
If you caught our prediction video that we did or the tail of the tape on Aftermatch Wrestling about
on the Rated R report,
on the Rated R report with Christopher Willis, this guy is already out of it because he had
I had Joaquin Wilde all the way to the end.
Yep.
So that ruins everybody's right hand bracket.
Yeah.
So the only way you guys are going to win is Jerry if Cameron Grimes goes all the way, or if Isaiah
Swerve Scott
goes all the way. That would be for Chris.
So this is going to decide for either one of us who's going to move on. So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. And then we'll all just be rooting for whoever it was that picked that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it works around here, because NXT Team for life.
That's right.
So we are on to the main event. We've got Io Shirai, Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. We also have a third member of the match, the fucking Steel Cage.
The Steel Cage is a thing of glory.
We have mentioned this before. We've talked about at least 5 things we love about this Steel Cage versus the one they use in WWE. Got to be at least 5. You've got the square poles instead of the round ones. They just make it look so much more sturdy.
Yeah.
You've got the widened, what do they call it? The chain, for the chain link.
Yeah.
And it's a flat painted color, and it's so much easier to see through. You've got the top of the cage. Now, this cage doesn't lower. They build this cage. The top of the cage is flat, and it's got some kind of cover. It's like this black cover. And it's so secure, it allows them to do things off of it that would be sort of rickety off of the top of a steel cage on the main roster. There's so many things, and the sound it makes.
Yes.
It looks so much. It looks like it hurts more when they get thrown into
tight.
it. Visually, audibly, it is definitely a third member of this match.
It should get its own theme music.
I think this is the second time we've seen this particular steel cage.
Yeah.
So I've got a ton of notes for this match, believe it or not. So before I get into my breakdown, what did you think about the main event?
I did not want to see another Io Shirai Baszler match. I was just
This is true.
I was dead set on not wanting to see this match. But then by the end of it, it completely won me over. Because, like, we saw a lot of the viciousness come out, but then we also saw a lot more out of Shirai than we usually do. Because she's usually very bland in the ring for somebody that's a genius in the sky.
Yeah, she got kind of vicious here, but this is where we saw the third member of the match, the cage.
Yes.
They use this cage a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of drop kicks into it. There's a lot of throws into it. They did not shy away from the steel cage at all.
By the end of it, Io Shirai's back there's spots where she was bleeding.
Yeah, it at least broke the skin, which I'm happy about. That just shows how vicious the match actually was.
Now, my first note, Baszler climbs up the corner and catches Io on the top rope and puts her in the fucking Kirifuda clutch on the top rope and then throws her back down. But then Shirai immediately gets back up, climbs up, catches Shayna Baszler on the top rope, and from the middle rope, German suplexes her back into the ring.
Yeah.
That was awesome. She starts crawling to the door, but then Duke and Shafir come out and slam the door on her. They go to lock it. She gets pissed. She goes to kick the door open, ends up knocking the ref down. So, what's her name? Jessica takes a bump, along with Duke and Shafir. But by this point, Shayna Baszler has come into the corner and grabbed her up in the Kirifuda clutch again. Drags her back into the ring. She rolls through it and then does a double stomp onto Shayna Baszler's chest. And Shafir starts climbing the cage because Io starts climbing the cage. And at this point, Candice LeRae, of all people, has had enough. She runs out. She clears out Duke. She starts climbing the cage and kicks Shafir off of it so that Io can get out. But instead of getting out, Io climbs all the way to the top, stands on top of this sumbitch, and does that beautiful moonsault onto Shayna Baszler in the middle of the ring.
Yep.
This lays them both out. Everybody's laid out. And then Io starts crawling to the fucking door, and Shayna follows her in and does the Kirifuda clutch through the ropes. Like she's Io's underneath the ropes and she's through the bottom and middle rope. And so Io starts slamming the back of Shayna Baszler's head into sort of the turnbuckle, sort of the rope, and she goes to get free. So then Shayna Baszler crawls out a little more and catches her before she can get out of the door. Again, Kirifuda clutch. This time, Io Shirai grabs the door and starts slamming it into Shayna Baszler's head like 3 or 4 times. Finally, you can just tell Shayna Baszler's out. But what happens? She slides over top of Io Shirai. Splat, lands on the floor. Both feet hit. Bell rings. Shayna Baszler retains the NXT Women's Championship.
And quite possibly the most genius finish I've
she was
seen
fucking
in an
out.
extremely long time in a steel cage match.
Their goal here was to outdo Ziggler versus Kofi.
And they did.
Kofi's leap of his death.
Yep.
That was a hell of a leap, y'all. Anyway, this one, hell of a finisher, but we are not done.
No.
What happens after match? Well, first of all, Shayna Baszler collects her title, and her and the other 4 horsewomen fucking head to Dodge. They're getting out of there. They did their job.
Yeah.
But Io Shirai is not happy.
No.
And she only has one person left to take it out on.
Lorraine just goes over to try to comfort her, and Io doesn't want comforted. She just wants to beat the living hell out of someone.
She doesn't need friends. She needs championships.
Yes.
She starts beating the shit out of Candice LeRae. And then she looks for a second like she's come to her senses and is going to stop. But instead of stopping, she gets out of the ring, gets a chair from underneath the ring, gets back in the ring, and starts beating on Candice some more.
She goes all stone cold with it.
She sets the chair up in the ring and does a vertical suplex onto Candice LeRae over top of the chair.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Yeah. Shirai has gone heel.
I was about to say, you already had the shocked look on people's faces from the finish of Shayna Baszler.
There was legit shocked looks on everybody's faces.
I hadn't seen that
ended.
much shock in an audience since The Undertaker's streak got broken.
Maybe not that much, but
but the looks on people's faces, there's people explaining to each other what happened, and they're like, "Oh, that's so unfair. That's horrible." And all of a sudden, Io Shirai's beating the shit out of Candice LeRae. They're like, "What the hell's going on?"
The world is upside down.
It was nuts. So, Io Shirai's yelling back into the ring as she walks away to a clearly unconscious Candice LeRae at this point. Just said, she doesn't need friends, forget all y'all, whatever. And then at one point you hear her say championship in Japanese, so I'm like, she doesn't need friends, she needs championships.
Yep. So that brings us to the end of the main event, and here on What's NXT, we like to rate the main event using the General's 5-star rating system. And Jerry, you always get to go first. Out of 5 stars, where do you rate this main event?
I'm going to go ahead and give it, 4 3/4.
Wow.
Compared to some of these other women main events that I've seen on NXT television, this took a high spot. Plus, it also pretty effectively ended a feud, started a brand new one, did impressive heel turn for Io Shirai. You get a finish that I don't think I've ever seen before. Someone actually get knocked unconscious and fall out of the cage. I've seen them climbing down on the outside and whatnot, but I've never seen anybody get their head bashed in to the point where they slump forward and fall out. You know, the crowd's reaction was just heartbreaking, and it was just everything that I wanted to see in a steel cage match that I didn't know I wanted to see. So it was more Triple H, I think, working his magic on that one. But everything about this match I just loved. There was a lot. Granted, there's interference from Shafir and Duke, but even then, they got squandered. They got knocked out of the picture, and it still became about Baszler and Shirai.
Yeah, and then that awesome moonsault off the top of the cage.
Oh yeah, that's totally going into the graphics at the start of the show.
Yeah. So I'm going to start this match at 4 stars for the match itself. I'm going to 4 1/4 based off of the ending of the match and the aftermatch where Io Shirai turns heel. Just swerve after swerve. And then I'm going to add another 1/4 star off the back of a great show. I'm going to call it a 4.5.
Yeah.
4.5, which I never thought I would get out of the rematch between Shayna Baszler and Io Shirai.
Well, this match was full of all sorts of surprises.
But it wasn't just the match, man. That ending was genius, and the aftermatch was great. And
we're all about the aftermatch.
Yeah, we are all about the aftermatch. Speaking of aftermatch. If you like our videos, click the like button that's underneath me. If you like all our videos, click the subscribe button that's underneath Jerry. So subscribe to No DQ, but you can find us on Aftermatch Wrestling, all one word, AFTERMATCH Wrestling. That is our YouTube channel where these videos go first and in HD. And we are on our way to 100 subscribers. We are at 88. 12 more subscribers.
One a week. We are getting there.
We will start doing this show live on No DQ's channel. At 1,000 subscribers, we will start doing it live on our channel, but that's a long way away.
Yes.
But 12 subscribers, that's like a week or two maybe, you know. If you guys hit that share button, share us on Facebook and Twitter with your friends who like wrestling. Maybe they'll like our channel and subscribe as well. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, tune in tomorrow. We will be doing the NXT party. That is our review of NXT UK. I believe episode 49.
Yeah.
It's close to 50, bro.
Yep.
So that'll be tomorrow. I believe our guest is going to be Chris Willis for the first time. Lone Star up on the screen. Good brother, Christopher Willis.
Yes.
And if you would like to join us for a future episode of NXT Party and help us review a future episode of NXT UK, come have a spot of NXT with us. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. If you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter
at No DQ General, and also on my Facebook group, Armbar, all capital ARMBAR.
Exclamation point.
Join in the conversations. join the memes, whatever. We just have a good time in there.
Yep. Find us on Facebook on Armbar. Do not add us on Facebook. Facebook is spoiler free. You can also find me on Instagram now at osborne.stefan. So there's that. Other than that, if you don't have Facebook and if you don't have Twitter and you'd still like to be on the show, drop us a comment down below. Let us know your email address. Some way we can get in contact with you. All you need is Skype.
Snail mail us.
Yeah, all you need is Skype on your phone, and you can do a show with us, Rated R Review. If you want to review NXT UK, you can come have a spotted tea on the NXT party.
Support No DQ.
So, for the General Jerry Slaughter, I'm the Wizard of No DQ, Stefan Osborne. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you NXT time.